Attention please. This uploading is only for educational purpose. No intention to infringe copyrights. Learning English with subtitles G Pitchell. Follow us.
Welcome back to the first Gold Run in this series, and we should welcome a couple of contestants onto the stage first of all before we let She get down there onto the hot spot. So meet, if you will, Dave and Will. Right, it's a case of Luton playing Abingdon, I do believe, from Radley College in Abingdon, I think I'm right. Dave Fickling, yes?
Yeah, that's right.
And Will Mufti, yes?
Yes.
Hello, nice to meet you both. Meet She, who's sitting there waiting to do her Gold Run. That's the official greeting, and let's ask her how she's feeling. How are you feeling? All right?
Okay.
Quite confident? Well, of course, just a little, but it helps. OK, look at the board. That's what you're going to be facing. Familiar letters, but aren't they always? The answers will be different, though. So, for the very first Gold Run, let's ask you to put yourself on the hot spot, please. OK, She, up comes the microphone, and you look at the board closer this time. You've got to get across there, gold to gold, within that magic minute, and all you have to do to start us off is to tell us which letters you want on the left.
UG, please.
A party gate crasher.
Uninvited guest.
Yes?
SF.
American city of hills and cable
San
cars.
Francisco.
Yes?
OTB. OTBP.
Where American sportsmen score home runs.
On
Yeah?
CF.
Oh. For copper sulfate, it's CuSO4. For sodium, NaCl.
Calcium
No,
fluoride.
not calcium, no, no. What are they?
TC.
Eating place for lorry drivers.
Truckers Cafe.
Not truckers.
ND.
Where neighbours live. Where neighbours live. Neighbours.
ES.
Frequency of matches whose scores affect the football pools. Oh, never mind. Hard luck. Give her a round of applause. Very hard luck indeed. Oh, you are going to hate yourself. You're going to hate yourself when you hear the answers. It was unfortunate. You got stuck on that particular section and couldn't worm your way out of it. And when you hear how simple they are, I won't let you stand there while I read them. You will be kicking yourself under the desk. So give her another round of applause as She goes back to her desk. Thank you. Well, now take a look at that little circle. It's almost a circle anyway. From the top, clockwise down, we go the frequency of matches whose scores affect the football pools is every Saturday. Every Saturday. OTBP, where you were nearly there, I think, where the American sportsmen score home runs on the baseball pitch. Yes, I know. And those things, CuSO4 and NaCl, are chemical formulae. They're simply chemical formula. But the one I hesitated over, but it's definitely known as a transport cafe, was that one. Not truckers, transport cafe. That's the common usage. Right back there, where neighbours live. You know where neighbours live, don't you? Next door, don't they?
Of course.
Never mind, it's all very well to tell her now, isn't it? Well, that's it. We change over the board now, but before we do that, and before we get on to the next game, let me just pick up the comment I made earlier in this particular programme. I mentioned that the T-shirt had a particular connection with the person who was modelling it. Well, that person, I might tell you, is Jenny Wood. And Jenny is here with the T-shirt on. She comes from... Well, let's ask her to tell us where you come from, Jenny.
I come from Stratford.
Yes, Stratford Girls Grammar School, yes?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, we ran a competition about this T-shirt. We asked students whether they'd like to actually design a T-shirt for Blockbusters. And we got lots of entries in. I've got your entry here. It's actually a very good one indeed, because what Jenny has done, she's actually, with a flash of brilliance, taken the image that's always above me here. It's God. And you found out, how did you find out, Jen, who it was?
Well, I just remembered from watching the programme and I looked it up in the library.
Yes. Oh, so you looked it up. Very good. It is, in fact, God from the Michelangelo Sistine Chapel.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. It does have another part to it, which isn't on there, and that's meeting a man with fingers touching. So you decided that this should be the design.
Yeah.
Did you have much trouble with it? Did you get into a corner and do it yourself, or did you get help?
I did it myself, sort of very last minute, actually.
Did you? Very last minute?
Yeah.
Often happens that it's better like that, isn't it? This would be enlarged and perhaps made lighter, and you chose this because it appears on the screen. Very good reason indeed. Congratulations to you. We'll give you a couple of prizes. In fact, you can, of course, have one of the T-shirts. I mean, we wouldn't deny you that. But a Blockbusters Encyclopedia, one of the first, we'd like you to have as well as the pleasure, I hope, of being on the programme, and the thought that people all over the country will be wearing your design on the T-shirt. A big round of applause, please, for Jenny Wood. And what I should mention, and what really swung it, I think, for Jenny, is something you couldn't quite see on that particular picture. This Zeus godlike character has bubbles coming out of his head with a very well-known phrase on the T-shirt, which has become common parlance. It's probably in the Phrase and Fable book, I don't know by this time, but it's directly connected with Blockbusters. And one of the letters on the board. I'll leave you to work it out. OK, let's get on, shall we? They're all sitting there fidgeting, wanting to start the first game in a set of 3. You probably are at home. B is flashing on the board. Let's play Blockbusters. Now, what B is the name of the television cartoon character whose wife is Celeste and children are Flora and... Yes, she.
Barney Rubble.
Sorry?
Barney Rubble?
No, not Barney Rubble. Don't forget, it can only be one word. David Will, here's one all to you. What B is the name of the television cartoon character whose wife is Celeste and the children are Flora and Alexander? Oh, it's an elephant named Barber. Barber the elephant. Another B. What B is the name of a Cotswold stone village in Hereford and Worcester and a theatrical avenue in New York? Yes, Dave?
Broadway.
Broadway is right. Well done. Well, you've passed that £5 barrier. That's the main thing. You won't go back and say you didn't win a thing. But you got the 5. What are you going to have next?
Can I have an M, please, Bob?
Yes. OK, right next door. What M means bragging in Sicilian dialect and is the name of a secret criminal or... Yes, Dave?
Mafia.
Mafia is correct again. Good. All right. Which way are you heading now?
Can I have the L, please?
OK, the L, backwards. What L were the public establishments dating back to 330 BC which had reference books to consult but not borrow? She.
Library?
Yes, they were. Library. Well done. Interesting fact that public lending libraries became widespread in the 19th century, as recently as that. Right, well done. 1 white, 2 blues, and it's She's choice.
Can I have an N, please, Bob?
Yes. For want of what N was the horseshoe lost, according to the famous... Yes, she.
Nail?
That's it. For want of a nail, the horseshoe was lost. Yes, for want of a nail, the shoe was lost. For want of a shoe, the horse was lost. For the want of a horse, the rider was lost. For the want of a rider, the battle was lost. Or for the want of a horse nail. Benjamin Franklin. Oh, but that's history. Let's get on with the present. And another choice, please.
I have a U, please, Bob.
You'll have a U. Here it is. What U did Aristotle call the wild ass, Pliny call the Indian ass, and we call a legendary creature with one central... Yes, she?
Unicorn?
Unicorn. Well done. A complicated old question to get to a simple answer. Right, a flashing white light. The lads are up against it. They've got 2 blues, but they've got to stop her by getting a 3rd if they can. Yes, she.
I'll have an A, please.
You'll have that A at the bottom. What A are the people who are admitted with only partial membership to a society or organisation? Yes, Dave.
Associates.
That's right. Well done. You've got the blue there. Now, interesting to see where you're going next.
G, please, Bob.
The G. OK, yes, you picked the right one. It's another bonus question. So out comes the yellow card, and here's the question itself. What G was the country of birth of Prince Philip? Yes, Dave?
Greece.
It was Greece. Well done. And for a further £5, but it won't affect your position on the board, he was born on an Ionian island. Which one? Too late. It was Corfu. Corfu, in fact. The reason I didn't pass it across is that you cannot do so on a bonus question. Right, there we are with 4 blues and 3 whites, and it's Dave's choice.
A D, please, Bob.
A D. Right, see if you can join those together. What D are kukris to the Gurkhas, stilettos to the Italian? Yes, she?
Sorry.
Okay, Dave and Will. What D are kukris to the Gurkhas, stilettos to the Italians, and ski-and-doos to the Scots? Yes, well, Will had his hand up.
Daggers.
They're daggers. You got it right. Well done. Now, we have a flashing light. Not quite a mutual space, because she needs another one before that can happen. But let's see what happens with this. I must ask you what you're going to pick.
The R.
The R, right. Obviously, we'll have to ask. What R is a team game with a ball? Yes,
Rugby.
Will? No, it's not. She. You did the inevitable. You interrupted. What R is a team game with a ball, 4 posts, 3 deeps, a bowler and a backstop?
Rounders.
It's rounders. Yes, it is. You've got that right. Now then, interesting situation. A flashing white light. First a flashing blue, now a flashing white. And I've got to ask you which one you want.
Can I have an F, please, Bob?
An F, right. I'm just looking around and I see that you want that F, but I haven't got time to give it to you. We've got to wait until the next programme. I'm awfully sorry. Time's caught up with us. So there we are. That's the first of this new series of blockbusters. We hope you must join us for the second. Goodbye now from all of us. Cheers.
You don't get chuckers on Bullseye. They're all taking serious aim for those fabulous prizes. It's tonight at 6:30 on Challenge.